Welcome back, guys. It's good to see you again and also to be here. Welcome to General China. I'm usually a political analyst and I'm focusing on Kenya and Africa. And today I'll be focusing on why Kalonzo is the best suited opponent for Ruto in 2027. If you're new, please subscribe and share again. And thank you for all those who've been supporting me. Um, I was of late when the Ruto administration proposed the fertilizer subsidy, and then there was the cost of fuel that went up. The first person to criticize the Ruto government was Kalonzo, and at that time when I saw him at that press conference talking, I was like, this guy has now. It is the right time for this guy to take over as the main opposition leader to challenge Ruto's government. Because at that press conference, if you followed, he really criticized the Ruto government, the fertilizer subsidies. He criticized the high cost of living. And remember, President Ruto had said that they will not give anyone in the opposition any job. Kalonzo told President Ruto, we don't want any job. We have a lot of work to keep you in check. And at that time, you saw Kalonzo standing with not only Wiper, but also ODM and Jubilee party members behind him. And he embodied that, that opposition leader. He embodied that now he is ready to take over the mantle from Raila Odinga. And now will be the best time for Kalonzo to come out as his own man. And I believe Kalonzo, if he plays his card very, very well, he might get the support, not just from Cumberland, but also from Nyanza, from also Coast, and also from all these other regions where Raila was enjoying the backing. And there are a few reasons for that. Raila comes from this election very wounded, very fatigued. There's an element of fatigue, not just because of this election, since he's been running since 1987. He's not been able to achieve his end goal. And there's something about a goal. If you set to achieve a goal, sometimes the goal can betray you. And I feel that Raila has been betrayed by his own goal. He's focused so much, but things didn't work out. He has been betrayed. And so even if you look at Raila, it doesn't look like he's that vigor. He doesn't look like he's that the Raila we used to know. He's demoralized. The self-esteem is low. His lieutenants don't know what to do. There's confusion. There's anarchy in his party. And Kalonzo, if he wants to be a smart political genius, he needs to take advantage of the chaos that's happening within Raila's party, the self-esteem low. I don't want to say usurp, but I want to say to come out as a very strong person. I can give you an example. During the president of Yeltsin was after the USSR collapse. Yeltsin took over Russia. Yeltsin was a drunkard. He fell into drinking. There's a lot. Then during his government, there was a lot of mistakes that happened. He put his family in power. So there was a lot of things that happened in Russia, especially in the late 1990s. The economy was not doing well. Their president was out of touch. He was sick. He could be seen even walking and tripping, trying to fall. And there was there was a bomb. There was a hostage situation, and the children were massacred, and there was an explosion. At that time, people never knew Vladimir Putin. But Vladimir Putin was second in command to Yeltsin. He was a very quiet guy. No one knew him. But Putin sensed that this catastrophe that has befallen Russia right now, and Yeltsin has not been able to act. It has shown he's weak, because even for this catastrophe to happen, it has made his position as the president of Russia to lose legitimacy, because people are asking, we are just from the breakup of the USSR. We are lifting ourselves up. We elected you. Now we have this issue. And Putin's smelled chaos in Yeltsin management, how the way he was managed. And he took advantage of the. In fact, Putin made a press conference against Yeltsin. He didn't consult even the president, and he stated that we are going to find these criminals and we are going to pursue them to the last. Putin organized the mobilization, and that what's called the Chechnya wars. And he followed the insurgents there, the terrorist insurgents. And after that escapade, Putin ratings were like below 10. No one even thought Putin would ever become the president of Russia. He didn't even embody, because even people are saying, Yeltsin, Yeltsin was there, and was a powerful guy, but Putin was just, a puppet. But he became very powerful, and his ratings went up, and he ended up becoming the president of Russia. Even when he was becoming the president of Russia, people still thought that he wasn't that powerful. Thought it was just some guy they could play with, and from that situation of the bombing that Putin took advantage of the weakness in government, he came out portraying himself as the alternative leader. He never defamed Yeltsin. He never said these guys are drunk, this guy doesn't know how to work. In fact, he respected Yeltsin. But how he portrayed himself, people eventually, because people are very mature, they made a decision. They said, no, this is the man we are going to follow. Where is our president? People are hostages. There's been a bomb blast. Who is our president? But this guy has stood up and talked stuff and assured us that he's going to follow these insurgents till the end. And he's visiting the sites where the bomb blast are. He's talking to the families. This guy is very engaged. This is the guy we need. And that's why I'm saying Kalonzo needs to take advantage. He needs to be very strategic right now. He needs to see that this is the best opportunity he has for him to become the de facto opposition leader. Kalonzo has always been wanting to be the leader, the number one, not just in Cumberland, but also to get a national following. He's always played second fiddle. During the Kibaki administration, he was the vice president. Raila has used him as his running mate. So Kalonzo needs to step out of Raila's shadow. Kalonzo already proved in the election that he is the true kingpin of Ukambani. He has 4 senators, 4 governors, and other MPs and MCAs. So he has a very big following in Ukambani. And I'm sure if he decides to become the de facto opposition leader, he is going to be followed by the whole Kamba nation. And I also urge Raila, now not about 27. Please, this time just support Kalonzo, because if you don't support Kalonzo, high chances the next election you might lose very, very miserably. People are also suffering from getting used to you and getting used to the same excuses. But Kalonzo brings a very new face, a very new energy. And I feel even Kalonzo inside, he wants to pursue his own now path and leadership claim. If Raila says Kalonzo tosha, it means that Kalonzo now will be supported by Nyanza region, a bit of Western and Ukambani. Raila has a bit of following in Mombasa. If they ensure that Ruto inwards do not last, he become followed by Mombasa. Even in UDA, although it might seem solid, eventually there are going to be cracks. Some people are going to feel they are not satisfied. They might look for another person. And Kalonzo is the best person to turn to. So for me, I feel this is the best chance that Kalonzo has. And I feel now is the time for Kalonzo to mold himself as a national leader, as his own entity, his own man. He might become a Matiba, the way Matiba had a big following. Because when I saw Kalonzo talking, I saw this is the guy. This is now the new opposition leader. And I don't know why people hate the word opposition leader. An opposition leader, even if you look in developed countries, in democracies, in terms of UK, Britain, they are very, very powerful seats. They are big seats. They keep the government in check. In fact, we saw how the opposition has been pushing Boris Johnson left, right, and center until he resigned. The new administration of trust, as in the opposition, is the engine of the government. And I feel that Kalonzo can make a good job. I hope Raila supports him. It's high time Kalonzo now stands as his own man. And I hope they come to a negotiation, because if they decide to split, this will be, it won't go well. And I hope that the hardliners that are following Raila are not pressuring him to go back again to 27, because I feel that Raila is being pushed by hardliners. There are people who just want to benefit. They've been benefiting from Raila. So I hope they'll be very strategic and see, let's support this guy. This is the best chance we have. Anyway, guys, it's always a pleasure to interact. I'm on TikTok, General China, double G, General China, on YouTube, General China. Engage, talk to me. Still meet again. Cheers.